It's like when you're running past a photographer in a fell race and you're just like on your knees, you're just like, suddenly you see the photographer and you're like, you get past them and you're like. But I had to do that for like 34 hours.
Yeah, which is tough.
It was tough, yeah.
Hi.
Hello!
So it's basically a series of great climbs in the Lake District, the sort of classic climbs. And somebody had the idea of linking them together and doing it as a 24-hour challenge.
I don't think personally I've been involved in any kind of climbing, running thing like this ever before, and I had no intention of being until I thought actually they're going to kill themselves here. But then it kind of it just took me like that, you know, that and 2 pints of beer in the pub in Estill. I don't know.
We should all go out there and try and achieve our dreams. Every single one of us, no matter what else is going on in your life, you have to make time for your dreams. Life is just too short not to. And the time to do it is kind of pretty much now. Like really often people plan things for the future and it's, I'll do it when I've lost a stone, when my children are older, when I've got it some time in my job or things. And the time to do it is now because those wins in the future, they might not come. I lost a really good friend of mine this year in really tragic circumstances, and I think I knew before really how short life is really, but I just knew I've always wanted to do this. I've dreamed of it for years. I nearly completed it once before but didn't quite manage, and it's always been unfinished business for me. Here we are, setting off at Walna Scar, feeling wide awake at 10 o'clock at night. We didn't really manage to, 9 o'clock, sorry, yeah, I'm on the ball.
So it was just Mhairi sort of got in touch with me and asked me whether I would like to have a go at the Classic Rock Challenge with her. So I'd heard of it previously through friends that sort of run and climb as well. And it sounded exciting, but maybe a little bit too much for me in terms of the climbing. But then when Mhairi got in touch and asked whether I'd be interested in, I was like, yeah, that sounds really exciting and fun. And I'm always up for a challenge, so I said yeah.
That's the one.
About 5 years ago when I had Isaac, my pelvic floor was damaged quite badly, and it's something that happens to a lot of women. It's really common, and in particular a lot of sportswomen actually. We don't talk about it, but it's quite a common injury, and I was told I'd never run again. At the time I was told I couldn't walk more than a mile, and it was an absolute tragedy for me, completely broke my heart, and the very first thing I thought about was that I'd never get another crack at Classic Rock Challenge, and I just couldn't take that. Sometimes you can raise your gaze in life and do something that you maybe don't think you can do, but you feel you can do. And I felt like I could do it, and I think everybody just having you all there, and I guess that must be true for you.
It's very well said, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I've done it. Can I sit down again?
Jasmin and I were saying, like, if you went out and did one of the routes that we've done today in the conditions that we've done it, you'd be like, oh wow, that was such an adventurous, crazy day.
Off belay!
And we've just like done 10 of them, and it's just been, every route's been, I think Mhairi's route and Bowfell Buttress were the kind of the most just straightforward routes. And everything else has just felt utterly epic and terrifying, and been brilliant.
What's happening, Mhairi?
We've lost the sacred path of Birkett that Mhairi showed me the other day. We're doomed! We're all doomed!
It was coming on midnight. The weather was just horrendous. It was blowing a storm and wet and grim. And so it was just such a relief when I saw what looked to be a head torch and I shouted out, "Who's that?" And it was Dave shouted back, "It's me! It's Dave, Mhairi!" And that was such a happy moment. It just inspired me and buoyed me along.
The moon must have been up, or no, the stars all disappeared, and I thought, actually, it is going to rain now very soon. And the first picture, Gillicombe, is the hardest. Fortunately, it stayed dry, but then the heavens just opened, just started raining, and I thought, I had this feeling she was expecting me to say, should we go down now, or this is madness. And we're very lucky with the rain that day, because it wasn't cold, was it? And it's just like, actually, it was really good being out. And it took us really no time at all to do Gillicombe Buttress. They were knackered, like. And I'll fill up with emotion saying this. I thought they were inspirational, like. And they were beat and tired and wet, and I knew it was going to get even wetter. And I don't even know what the whole thing was about, but the day was like probably the best day I've had in the lakes for many years.
Oh, must have been 3 in the morning, I think, by then. Yeah, 3 in the morning. And Neil and I got to Black Crag and it was just too wet. It was just, we started up and I thought, well, we'll wait till it's light and we'll come back up, or John and I will come back up and it'll stop raining. I was being optimistic, it'll stop raining and we can carry on. So we went back down to the van and then I sat in the van and I was meant to be sleeping, but I couldn't really sleep. I was just like waiting for the rain to stop, and it didn't stop and it got light. And I said to John, well, do you think you can do it? Do you think you can do it in the rain anyway when it's light? You know, it'll be okay, won't it? And John just looked at me and put his hand on my knee and he just said, Mhairi, you've got to let it go now. It's time to stop. And I was like, but we can do this now and then we can maybe go back up to Pillar. And he was like, Mhairi, you've been on the go for 34 hours now. You know, you're just exhausted. You've got to stop. The weather's, it was getting worse and worse. So, and my heart just sunk at that point. And just all the energies just went, Zhoo.
Classic Rock Challenge was a real challenge. Like, it genuinely threw everything at it. So whether you win or you fail, I wouldn't call it a failure at all. I think that it was an amazing achievement in the circumstances to do that much of it, and it was an amazing adventure as well, wasn't it? So
it's great fun.
Yeah, definitely not a failure.
That's why we do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the fun.
Yeah. I always feel that the best, like the races I'm kind of most proud of myself for are really not necessarily the ones that I win. It's the ones where, like, it was the hardest. Like, I had to put most of my soul and heart and everything into it to sort of finish.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you look back on and think, that was the day I really, really dug deep and I gave it my very best. And those kind of, often as you should be as proud of those, or prouder of those, than the ones where it's easy, you know.
Yeah.
I guess the problem with challenges, because people, outsiders, can look in and it's failed, but there's nothing to do with failure in what I saw that day, and it was more positive and little kind of climbery community than I've experienced for a lot of years in life. It was fantastic. I think as I've got older, I would say my own love affair with climbing might be disappearing as much because you're sick of aches and pains, but you need inspiration and challenges. You don't need to be fit and strong, you just need something you want to do, and that is absolutely everything. And time is hard to find.